Hey, Nico here for camerastore.com, and today we're going to be going over the top 10 Olympus cameras in 2020. Starting at number 10, we have the Olympus XA2 with a clamshell design, small sort of point and shoot camera. It has a 3-zone focus, has a 35mm 3.5 lens, and it's designed after the XA, which is later in the list, but basically a great little point and shoot camera, 3 steps for focusing, and automatic shutter, so you can't choose the aperture or the shutter speed, but it's a great little camera. Number 9 is the Olympus OM-4 from the OM family, which is top of the line body with a max shutter speed of 1/2000 of a second. This camera came in with a new center weighted metering equipped with a multi-spot light meter. You can change the ISO, you can use it in manual settings. You have all the OM line lenses to use, which makes it a great camera. Number 8 is the Olympus AF1 Super, which is a point and shoot with a 35mm 2.8 lens. It has a closer focus to the AF1 of 50 centimeters, has the option to turn off the flash, and it's this clamshell design that's all weather proof. And number 7 is the Olympus OM-2, which is an automatic version of the OM-1. You could shoot in manual, but you could also shoot in aperture priority mode. The exposure meter on the OM-2 actually reads the light from the film, which was the Olympus off the film OTF metering. So for long exposures, if the light changed, they could vary the exposure to compensate for those variations. Number 6 is the OM-10, which was with the first consumer OM body, and it has no manual settings, but you could get a manual adapter that goes on the front of the camera so you could use it manually. Even though it's not very well known, it does have interchangeable focusing screens. It's just not as easy as the OM-1. Number 5 is the famous Olympus XA, which started the XA family. It was a very small rangefinder camera with aperture priority shooting with a shutter speed of 1/500th of maximum. It does have a 35mm 2.8 lens, and actually was the only one that remained a true rangefinder. Number 4 is the Olympus Mju-I, or Stylus for the American market, which has a 35mm f3.5, also has this clamshell design, and it's weatherproof, and actually is a very reliable, sort of cheap entry-level point and shoot. Number 3 is the Olympus Trip 35, that probably is mostly searched because the 35 naming on the camera. Also, they made 10 million units of this camera with a 40mm 2.8, and it has a selenium light meter, so it's solar powered. You never run out of batteries. Number 2 is the Olympus OM-1, or also as it started, the M1, but Leica didn't like the naming, told Olympus to change it, so they changed it to Olympus OM-1. It's the one that started the Olympus OM line. As you've seen, it's OM-1, OM-2, 3, 4, etc. It's basically a great camera. It's extremely small, has a very, very bright viewfinder, has manual settings, it has a light meter, but it's fully mechanical, and it's probably one of those great cameras to start when you're starting on film SLRs. And number 1 is the Olympus Mju-II, also known as Stylus in America. Has a 35mm 2.8 lens with a clamshell design, weatherproof body, very, very small, very reliable point and shoot autofocus system. Actually fits in your pocket, and also they've been very, very popular because in the past years has been the affordable option compared to Contax T2s and other premium point and shoots. So yeah, that's the top 10 Olympus cameras of 2020 from Camera Store. Let us know what cameras you think should have been on this list or should be on this list. And this is all data driven from 2019, so it might not be the most top of the line Olympus cameras, but are the top searches from 2019. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.